Hi everybody, you already know what day it is. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for Weekly Chats with Waltito, where I talk and he listens. Kind of listens, does listen. I don't know, but he sits there and I talk, and I'll keep talking till I run out of things to say, or he's had enough, because I will not force him to sit there. Okay, today we have something really special. I spent a lot of time in the void and effort and copious amounts of shrimp treats to get the most information that people wanted to know about Walter, and that's his wizard lore. I'm gonna put it like a echo effect on that after. But yeah, no, I have it, and you know what? I'm gonna tell you the story of Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falzar III, because it is one of my most asked questions. So here it is. I'm not even going to waste any time. Let's jump in, and here we go. His story begins on a planet from a galaxy really far away, where creatures that to us look like cats live, work, and take care of one another. It's a world filled with magic. Now, it took a few times for me to successfully translate what this planet is called from the messages that Walter puts inside my head, but I think it loosely translates to Planet Cheese, which explains why he likes it so much. He just thinks it's from his home planet. So on Planet Cheese, Walter, I'm sorry, I should be using your wizard name for this story, Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III worked as an explorer, which was the most respected job on the entire planet. Explorers are the most magical creatures on Planet Cheese and would be sent out on adventures to different planets for resources, for information, to find new magic, and then they'd bring all the information back to Planet Cheese so it would become the most knowledgeable planet in the entire universe. And these explorers would be known as wizards to all the planets they visited. So 7 Earth years ago, or 84 cheese years ago, the great explorer / wizard Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III, who were named after 2 of the greatest explorers that lived in the history of cheese, Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar II and Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar I, had been chosen for his next adventure to planet Earth. So at the young age of 742, he took off. Now, I'm still trying to work out the translations on how these creatures travel to the planets, but let's just say to us, it would seem like teleportation if we were able to see it. Now, Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III chooses to show up on the planets he's exploring as a young version of himself. He also chooses to show up a little worse for wear so that the creatures of the planet he's exploring will take pity on him and welcome them into their home. On this day, he teleported to a dumpster in Canada, where he was eventually found by a kind lady who took him to a place that cleaned him up and got him all prepared so that he could find the home. Before that moment came, though, Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III was put into a large room and was supplied with earth food, water, and random little thingies that he could bat around and play with. His favorite part, though, was that these creatures gave him a large glass viewing window so that he could watch the creatures of this planet walk by. His first thought of the creatures, or humans, were that they were very tall and had hair in just random places. But from the few he's met so far, were very kind. He had read that Earth could be a hostile place and felt very lucky that he chose to teleport to a place that was pretty safe. Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III was annoyed by one thing, though. He had noticed that they had put an information card on his window about him, and they had named him Flash. Even though he had telepathically told the lady, that is not my name. My name is Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar III. But it didn't work. Many of the creatures passed by his viewing window, but he knew he had to wait it out until he found the perfect beings. One day, 2 of the creatures came in. One knelt down and looked at him right in the face and smiled. The other stood up and looked down at him and smiled. And Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fifo Falthazar said, "Yes, these 2 dummies are perfect." And he picked them He used his telepathic magic to the creature that was standing, saying, "My name is not Flash. It is Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III, and I come from a distant planet Cheese." Now, this was against the rules for explorers / wizards because they were not supposed to tell the stories of where they came from. Luckily, the standing creature only heard the name Walter, so that became his Earth name, and he was brought to his Earth home. As the years passed, Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III learned a lot about planet Earth, but mostly had been working on his magic. And just for fun, he thought, if I can get strong enough, I can take over this entire planet. So that's how world domination became a hobby of his. He also learned really fast that if he were to stare deep into the eyes of the creatures and into their souls, he could suck a little bit out of there to power his magic. He never found a magic booster more powerful than human souls on any other planet he's explored. Over time, he became quite fond of his human creatures, and Earth has become one of his most favorite planets that he's ever explored. Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III noticed that his lady human kept calling him weird variations of his name and was thinking, maybe she's trying to learn my wizard name. So one day he sent her a telepathic message saying, "My name is not Walter." And she responded, "Your name isn't Walter? What do you mean?" Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III was so excited that she could understand him that he said, "I'm Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III, and I come from planet Cheese. I'm a magical creature sent to explore the universe." But in typical human creature fashion, she only heard part of it. And she said, "Wait, you're a wizard from another planet? And your name is Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III?" And he was too frustrated to correct her, so he just said, "Yeah." And this is where Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III will stay for many, many more years. He now has an apprentice to teach, and he still has to perfect his plans for world domination. But once he gathers sufficient information, he will have to go home to planet Cheese. He will say goodbye to his human creatures, report his findings back home, and then he has to go on another adventure, because explorers / wizards from planet Cheese will live up to a bajillion years old searching amongst the stars. So next time you see a shooting star, maybe that's just another floof wizard from planet Cheese sent off to explore another planet in the galaxy. So yeah, that's the story behind Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III. To be honest, I mostly got the information in pieces as he telepathically sent them to me. I'm sure he withheld some information, but let's all thank Walter for opening up to us about this, because I know he's supposed to keep it all a secret. I mean, to be fair, when he did tell me his wizard name, he said, "Hey, this is supposed to be a secret, can you not tell anyone?" And then I kind of made a video about it. So that's on me. He's forgiven me since then. It's been years, and he's just kind of been like, you know what, fine. The world can know that I am a floof wizard named Waltazar Balthazar Fee Fi Fo Falthazar III. Surprisingly made it easier for him to steal souls to power his magic. But yeah, so this was just how he came to Earth. He has since told me more stories about other planets he's visited. So if you want to know more about that, let me know, and maybe I can make a video about Walter's adventures pre-Earth Age. Yeah. Because I only got pieces of the information, there might be further questions from you guys. Please put them in the comments, and I will really try to answer them for you. But yeah, that's all for us today. So we hope that you all have a magical rest of your day, a wonderful week ahead, and we will see you back next Wednesday, weekly chat with Waltitos on Wednesdays for the weekly chats. Yeah. Okay. Bye.